I have a idea. Let me know what
Okay.
you think about this. It's a rolling tray and it has a built-in vacuum that
Ooh.
it vacuums up all your crumbs when you're done. When you're done rolling your J, it vacuums up all the crumbs into a nice, neat pile. And then you just have all your crumbs for later in a nice, safe spot.
So like the rolling tray. So, okay. The rolling
Here's your rolling
tray
tray.
is like this, right?
Yeah.
And then you have like one part to put like your cone in, and then you have another part that's suction. And then when you're
Yeah.
done
It's like
rolling your joint, you just turn on the suction and it cleans it up.
it
It's a
cleans it
slight
up.
suction, not
It's
a
a
hard suction.
no, it's a light suction.
Yeah. I like it.
Cleans up all your crumbs, puts them in a nice pile for you to roll your next J whenever you're ready.
I have one that I just thought of.
Let
Okay,
it
what about
let it rip.
a jar that can do it all? Like, what about like a place to store your weed that can automatically, like, you know how they make like smart fridges that can read like the shit you have in your fridge
Yeah.
and stuff? Like, what if it could tell what terpenes was in the weed? If it could tell you the percentage, and it could tell you, it can like automatically open and close or let air in or not, depending on the freshness of the weed.
Wow. You're onto something. Okay, so your smart jar. This is a smart jar.
Yeah.
And it burps itself automatically if you need it. But I really love the part where it analyzes your bud. Like with an app, you just like, oh, what's there?
Go ahead. Yeah, like a nutrition fact, sort of.
Yeah, it's just like an app. It's got your myrcene, your limonene, your E. Yeah, that's great. I love it.
Man, those were two great ideas. Do you have another one?
Okay, how about a wake and bake forecast? It tells you the temperature is 75 degrees. Today's weather report pairs well with sour diesel.
Okay, I like that. It could be like a widget that like you add to your phone, and it like pairs the weed with the kind of day that it is. That's good.
Like it's predictive.
That's good. I like it.
Highdeas.
Great. Thank you for hanging out with us and for listening to our ideas. Go ahead, run with them. Bring them to the patent office and tell us how they do. Because that rolling tray and that jar idea was pretty gosh darn good.
Highdeas.
We all know that it's called the bionic, the bomb, the puff, the blow, the black, the herb, the sensi, the chronic, the sweet Mary Jane, ganja, split, reefer, the bad, the Buddha, the homegrown, the ill, the Maui, the method, pop, lethal, turbo, tie, shake, skunk, stress, wacky, weed, blaze, the boot, dime bag, Scooby-Doo, Bob, bogey, backyard boogie.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's TS.
And that's Sasha.
And we are live on idobi radio. I don't know. I get tickled when I hear just the beatbox part with our original little Bad Brains beat. What a little show that we were that could and did. The Cool Nerd Weed Show. The Cool Nerd Weed Show has been on for about 10 years. That's my best friend TS, and I am Sasha, and you can find us all over the world. At Cool Nerd Weed Show is where I suggest you start. If you still Google things, I don't know what your search looks like. Maybe you use DuckDuckGo. Maybe you use ChatGPT. Maybe you use Gemini. I don't know what it's going to be or what it is, but find us everywhere. And also, idobi Radio is a great place to start as well. Download the free app if you haven't already. There's a plethora of wonderfulness over on idobi Radio, here on idobi Radio. And we thank idobi Radio for giving us this venue and outlet for so many years and giving us a platform to be silly billies.
Thank you, idobi. It's funny you mentioned DuckDuckGo because I was looking at our YouTube and a lot of people use DuckDuckGo to search for cannabis.
Well, yeah, because first of all, Google has always sucked for searching for weed. Even before it was taken over by AI, like you'd search for weed and it would be like, do you need fucking help?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was like sending you to rehab.
Yeah, it was like the
First
Betty
thing
Ford
would be,
Clinic.
yeah.
Because I'm searching for a dispensary near me in a legal state. So, like, that sucked ass and was stupid. And now, because of the way Google structured, I guess it's not SEO optimization anymore or something. It's like AI, which I like. It's crazy how AI is fucking everywhere, man. What was I on? Some random, I think it was like my fucking, like I get razor blades sent to me on like a monthly subscription. Like I was on that site and it was like, hi, I am fucking AI chatbot for razor blades. What can I help you with? I just want to re-up my order. Like AI is fun. It's a fun little nightmare that we're living in. And so if you are using it, then great. If you're not, then great. Either way, great. I can't argue with people anymore. Also, don't go into psychosis. That's why I mentioned DuckDuckGo, because you can have an old school search. This is not an ad, by the way. I don't even use DuckDuckGo. I just know that's the way it is.
Either do I, and I'm like, maybe I should be. But a lot of people are finding us that on that platform.
Right. And I don't, who knows when that's going to be taken over by God knows what. So while you can, just to be safe, why don't you download the free idobi app? Just so you know where to find us all the time. We will be there forever, for always. The app is updated too. All of our latest episodes are on there, and YouTube is also great. It's a wonderful way to see our faces. We're very pretty, and we TS furiously works on the video of us. And yeah, you could also find us where pods are found. But we're we are also on socials. We're doing our best. I like, social media is different now than it was before. So we're trying not to get banned. We get flagged on YouTube all the time. Sometimes we get flagged on Instagram. Sometimes we don't. The rules change all the time. I don't know what it's going to look like after the rescheduling happens, but also this hemp ban is happening. So I don't freaking know. We're still in watery fucking territory. So I'm going to, this is Star Child, by the way. It's a sativa.
Star
What do you
Child?
think about that? Yeah.
From 710?
This is from, well, you know what's funny? I ordered it from I thought it was a 710 thing, but it came in the packaging of Blissco,
Okay.
which I guess is their distributor out here. I don't know if they ran out of 710 packaging or something, but it was in a Blissco bag, which I was like, huh. So I guess that's the distributor that they use out here on the East Coast. But it's very good, and I hate sativas. So
I found a new sativa from Big Pharma.
yeah,
There it is.
Ooh,
There it is, and it's something new called Singapore Sling.
Ooh, I want to try.
And it's like a little fruity, a little nutty, a little creamy.
You're a little fruity and nutty for me.
I can't even argue with you or deny any of those accusations. Guilty as charged.
That's what I was going to say. Guilty as charged.
Guilty.
That sounds delicious. And it's a sativa?
It's a sativa.
Love it.
Something new and exciting from Big Pharma.
Very exciting.
I think I'm the first person to smoke it. It's like a test run, and it came out great. It's like sparkly, and it's delicious. And I ran out of papers, so like cones. So I've got the bong out.
Nice. Yeah, I was close to running out of papers too, and somehow I bought these raws at like a bodega, and I don't think they're real raws. They're like, I don't know if you can see them there. I don't know if you can tell, but they're like the organics, like, so they're like a light color or something.
Lighter.
Yeah, I don't know if I like them, but I was in dire straits.
Well, I ordered more here, and they won't be here until tomorrow. So
Sons of bitches.
I used all of my cones, and I used all of your cones.
I mean, yeah, I am flying through weed. I will tell you what, I am smoking a lot of weed. I mean, I guess like I smoke a little less on some days than I do others, but I still feel like it burns quicker out here, and I guess you can see it when you're on the East Coast. But I feel like it goes, like it just burns quicker. And I mean, I guess that could be made up. And
No,
smoking a lot of weed.
a lot of people are reporting the same thing. What is going on there?
I don't know. You have your camera thingy where it's like, wow, that's nice.
That is beautiful. It's a beautiful nug, and it's super fresh. So fresh. So
the weed out here has been the 710 weed has been very fresh. Too fresh almost.
Yeah, I mean they have, I think they have like a policy if they don't want to sell it, they'll take it back if it's not selling.
That's really amazing.
Yeah, because they want you to have the best product possible, which is, almost fucking unheard of.
Which in this day and age, and that's how I just hope that companies like that keep on keeping on, because it just makes a difference. I think a lot of weed companies or a lot of newer weed companies with newer models and newer business people kind of believe that all weed is created equal and stoners will just like smoke anything. I think it was a rude awakening when the new cannabis industry saw that consumers actually notice, especially the educated consumer, which everybody is.
The flower has a shelf life, and everybody knows that now, because your average cannabis consumer is highly educated because they listen to this show.
Yeah. And also the access too, like you're smoking more weed, when you, like immediately when I got that weed from upstate, I got to say, like, it keeps happening when I get weed from the state of New York. It's just like from like a year ago. And the second you open it, the second you put it to your lips, the second it goes into your body, you're like, this is old fucking weed. And it's just not acceptable anymore. And that's not bratty of me to say. It's a decade of recreational use that has told me that there's no reason for it. There's no reason for old stale weed to be on your shelves, other than that your company had a poor business model and doesn't know how to grow weed, and now you're backed up and in trouble. So luckily there's still brands like 710 and Big Pharma, and there's dispensaries also that have integrity too. So it's all about the integrity. It's all about the integrity. What do you want?
Totally. 100%.
The creators of South Park definitely listened to our show before they did that season, because I was like, are they making fun of us?
I feel attacked.
But the good news is that access is still a-flowing, and we still have exciting things happening with each state. And while there's still stuff to complain about, and we will do that this show, it is nice to have little bits of good news kind of coming from individual states. And there's studies happening, there's the lightening up of regulations, and even the inviting of cannabis to like public spaces. And that's what we're seeing in New York. I didn't mean to talk bad about New York before we talk good about New York. It's just I haven't had any good weed from a dispensary in New York, and I am here trying it constantly. I feel like maybe I just haven't gotten the right one. I gotta do more. I'm gonna do some real R&D this week. I'm gonna go into the city and I'm gonna search out like 3 dispensaries, and I'm gonna make it a project. I'm gonna write that down because I feel like we're gonna talk all this good stuff about New York now, and I don't know. I'm disappointed by.
Yeah. Everything on the shelf has been really old. Like I'm getting pictures of things from New York that don't look very good. They just look old, oxidized. Also, I picked up some sour diesel in Buffalo from the local dispo, and it was fucking disappointing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I don't like to say that.
It's barely sour diesel, and then on top of it, it was old. It's probably the freshest thing in there.
Yeah, it's such a bummer. And I think there's got to be a hit somewhere. I'm just not finding it. And I'll do better research. We're just lucky enough to live in a world where wherever you are, you can just look up the closest dispensary and that's just what you get. You know, you're just kind of getting the product that you're closest to, but it's worth doing more research on because I refuse to believe that. But New York did have some trouble. It did have some trouble with its licensing and its storefronts. It had trouble with cannabis legalization for like a really long time.
The flow, I think they started growing and then they didn't have an outlet to sell all of this cannabis that they were growing. And there was like a backlog. And then everything was supposed to be sun grown as well initially.
Yeah.
So you've got a whole backlog of product that's sun grown and like fading fast, and everybody wants to get rid of that before they push something new through. So that's where
I get it.
Like all these old trees.
Yeah. And you know, what are you going to do? That's just kind of what you have to suffer through. And it's not like, you know what, I'm not sure. I don't know what the traditional market, like, I don't know if it's as booming as like, say, California. Here, it must be. Well, that's the thing. You do still have but I even feel like that's gone down. Like the quality of that's gone down. You know, like they cracked down on the bodegas or the deli weed, and then you have like your Union Square tabletops.
The spray packs took over for a minute.
Right. And I feel like that took the quality down so much.
Even further. The weed, I'll tell you, the weed I got from, what was that?
The Dome?
Place? No, that weed was horrible. It was really bad. It was really, really bad weed. It was old. It didn't get me high. It just burned my throat. It was really old. Remember, like we looked at it. It was like from April of last year or something. It definitely had a 25 in the, and I was like, wait, are we in June right now? Like I was like blown away. So that was bad. It was a cool spot, but again, like if you're in, you know, the Catskills or the Hudson Valley or whatever, and you're not close by to a million other things, that's your option. You know, that's what you have. So like, I don't want to say beggars can't be choosers, but it's true. We can't be too choosy when we don't have any options and we have access. You know, you don't have your boy who's driving up and down, whatever it is, a 287 or whatever.
Through the Catskills.
Yeah. Who's, that may be better than nothing for sure. But I got weed from somewhere when I was here during like COVID or something. No, it couldn't have been COVID. Year after COVID, I don't know. I was here for something and I got a traditionally sold weed and it was actually pretty good. It was sticky.
Did you, when you were picking up the pizza?
Yes, that's what what the hell was that place called?
Stoned.
How could I forget?
Stoned Pizza.
It was delicioso.
The Pizza Pusher.
The Pizza Pusher. And there was weed there, which I guess is super illegal, but it was, I mean, it was when wasn't weed recreational at that point? Must have been.
They didn't have it in place yet, but yeah, officially.
But it had been voted in and it officially was.
Voted.
That's how they were able to do it. Yeah, that's right. Gosh, that was so long ago. And still I feel like it's rough out there in the city. They just started doing free samples and stuff like that there and getting that whole thing underway. But the
deal.
We haven't even gotten to the good news. So we should get to the good news. But the good news is that they just announced that New York State was going to expand cannabis sales to approved farmers markets. So that's great. That's great news. Yeah.
Yay. Yeah, this is great. Micro business licenses were the only authorized to sell their own product at events called cannabis showcases under the new rules, and now it's going to be opened up to a lot more people and processors. Cultivators are going to be able to sell like direct to the public on at like farmers market and other special cannabis events. So think about that.
Do they do that in California?
You know,
I don't think they do.
No, okay, so I went to one farmer's market during the medical days, and there was a fucking line around the block, and that shit got shut down within like 48 hours. I met a lot of great people.
There's just no way to get it done unless there's one of these laws that pass. But
yeah, and there's certain events in California that can sell cannabis. It's permitted, but like just rolling up to like a farmer's market event. And then there was another one. There were a couple people trying to push the rules of farmers market sales, where you'd kind of order and then they'd deliver it to you at the farmer's market. But the delivery it was very close. So,
well, this is legit. This is actual, like an actual farmer's market, but approved farmer's markets. So I guess you can probably find those somewhere on like a website. Like what farmer's markets are approved. Because I don't think but I don't know if like the Union Square Farmers Market, you could go there and there'll be a stand, but maybe maybe there will. I don't know, you never know. But it seems like it's going to be a list of peeps. But it's great because now the smaller farms and the maybe the small business owners, the small cannabis business owners, literally the micro business, they can educate the public in a different way, because the farmers markets do have a range of, consumers and customers from all walks of life. Everybody goes to the farmers market, and you really can get in there and explain cannabis and give them the info and really like break it down in a way that only a farmer can. And like when you go to the regular farmers market, you see how all of the vendors are like super stoked on their product, and it's their babies. So hearing a farmer talk about their crop is always really fun and really cool and a real kind of like honor. So getting farmers market weed is really exciting, and I want to do it. I want to find it.
Yeah. When is this happening?
No, it doesn't say, does it?
Well, they started taking applications in May from if licensed dispensaries want to host temporary cannabis farmers markets and pop-up events.
Right. And there's regulations, right? Like you can't have like weed just being displayed out, where kids can see it. So it's probably going to look like still
maybe
a bit of enclosed or closed off area.
That's what I'm thinking. A little fenced area. Maybe they check your ID before you go in, 21 and over, and then you go shop in the farmers market's special section.
Right.
I don't know. I think that's how that might go. If I was Mayor McCheese, then that's how I'd operate. It'd be like, it's just past that fenced off area. Show your ID and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Meet your farmer. Get the freshest flower ever.
Well, I love this, and I wish California did do this, because this would have helped smaller, well, I guess from head to toe, there's really no saving it, but like smaller businesses and I'm glad they're doing this. This is a good, for what we were just talking about, how licensing was a bit of a pain in the buns to get through. And then when they finally did, like plants are time sensitive and crops are time sensitive, and this kind of helps alleviate probably getting to a dispensary, like a storefront. Bringing your weed to the farmer's market is very farm to table.
Farm to bong.
Yeah, farm to bong. And that's great. I really do like that. That really is encouraging. I think that is pretty monumental, I think, to have weed at in New York specifically, farmers markets. And I'll be excited to see where they are, and I will go there. And you should come with me.
I will.
But I will definitely check it out, and I'm really excited for that to be a thing. That'll be so exciting. And I fucking love a good farmers market, and I really haven't been to I haven't like ventured out, and when I do, if I see a booth that has farmers market weed, I'm gonna get so excited.
I mean, all of the farms like outside of LA, like if something came from like Ojai or inland like Temecula, like they had some beautiful like sun-grown flower, and you could just go get it at the Hollywood Farmers Market. They're
so
like
cool.
Once a month, go pick up something like beautiful, well grown,
that would be
soil
great.
Grown organics.
That'd be so cool. I think it's a big step forward to strengthen the market for New York as a whole, which I think is going to be really great once they get past this wave of, and it's a long-lasting wave. It's getting through all of those tricks that they had to do for the first 5 years of legalization or such, and then getting there, and then kind of ironing out all the little hitches. I think dispensary weed will be fire again. Legal market weed will be fire again, and hopefully traditional market weed will be fire again. But this is a step forward, I think, for that to happen, is for a bunch of farmers to get together and think about how great that is for the rest of the farmers market. Everybody gets high. Everybody goes and buys tomatoes.
This is what we do anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we smoke. That's what we do in Hollywood. We smoke or in Union Square. We smoke our joint. We walk to the farmer's market pretty high.
Oh, yeah. What did I get? I was like, oh, bagels.
Yeah. Like fuck me up with some farmer's market bakeries. Forget it. I smoked on the way to get plants the other day at just like a regular nursery plant place, and I was like, ready to buy the entire nursery. So it certainly enhances other experiences. So everybody around the weed booth is going to be stoked when the weed booth comes to your local farmer's market. We'll keep an eye on it. I will do active searches to find where there is a good New York farmer's market. And I will also do some good R&D this week in New York for weed, and I will report back on our next show. We're going to be talking about old school weed. We might have a special guest next show, and I think I should do some research on what kind of old school strains I could still get in the city that are good. So I'll go to like 3 dispensaries or something, maybe.
Like a full report on our desk.
Yeah. I'll have a full annotated, typed out report of the research and development I'm doing in the New York. So congratulations, New York. Go to your local farmer's market, buy some weeds. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the feds, kind of. We'll be right back.
We salute you, the United States of cannabis, under all 50 strains. One pre-roll, Thunderball. It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show.
And we're back.
We're back.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's Yes.
And that's Sasha.
And we are live on idobi Radio. Find us everywhere at Cool Nerd Weed Show. Find idobi Radio at idobi Radio. And just continue to love us as we do you for so many years. We love you so much. Pick up our zine if you haven't yet. Where is my zine? Here it is. Here it is. I love it so. Oh my god! Ow. I love it so much. I can never get a good photo of it, but Look at it. Yeah, we have a brand new word search that I was doing the other day on the bus. Look at our little word search. Look at the little cutie patootie she is. I fucking love our zine. I really do. It just gives me pleasure, and it's free, and we do it because we have love for the game, and it's fun for us. And maybe one day we'll have a sponsor. If you want to sponsor our zine, let us know. We feel very happy putting this out into the world. It helps us be creative, and it helps us share with you, and it's just fun. Like, when you just see something all around town and you're like, what is that? Like, that's what I feel like our show is anyway, especially the name of the show. It always makes you think twice. It always kind of keeps you having fun, and that's what these zines are to me and to you. I really do like them. And we'll be having, obviously, in September, it'll be school-themed, back to school. So go to your local record store, go to anywhere on the Northeast Coast and South California, and see if you can find, maybe even in any place other that I go, you'll be able to find. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I'll leave them here. And I'm like, oh, gosh, like, I feel like it's like, I don't want to get us in trouble. Don't litter. But if you see a zine, leave a zine or something and take pictures, tag us on the socials at Cool Nerd Weed Show. We'd love to see you enjoying these zines. And if you want one mailed to you, if you want all of them mailed to you, we can mail you a little special end of the year zine bonus pack with stickers and whatnot. Just DM us or email us your address or P.O. Box. And we'll just fucking send it to you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to win a contest or anything. We don't. There's no
We
no
go to the
contest.
post office like every week. So we will drop them off in a timely fashion.
Yeah,
Just DM us.
DM us. We got you.
I don't know why at one point I was like, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to.
Like we're like Mad Magazine.
For tickets to The Price is Right Sundays.
Yeah, we'll just send it to you. It's fine.
You can afford the 65 cents.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't call us rolling in the dough, but I would say, unless the volume, the request volume for the zines gets too high, then maybe we'll charge for postage. But as of right now, we're good. We got it. It'll come back to us. The money will come back to us. We are rich, and we will be sponsored, and that'll be even more fun because then we can even do like high tech things, like who knows what the freaking world has in store for the Cool Nerd Weed Zine. But it's just another way to have fun and level up. It's our 10-year anniversary this year, so we just wanted to do something special. We're obsessed with weed, and we're obsessed with the show. We love doing it. It's our fucking favorite thing, and it literally probably keeps both of us alive. So it's our lifeblood, quite literally.
I mean, just folding these things and cutting and folding them is like very therapeutic. I like sit in the coffee shop, sipping my espresso, folding zines by myself.
Yeah, it's like how in insane asylums they have you weave baskets.
Oh my God. Is that what it is?
Yeah, literally
it's working.
I say that all the time. Even when I make my little tiny houses or I do anything repetitive and crafty, I'm like, it just helps your brain be productive, and also it's repetitive, and that's mad therapeutic. So it's really therapeutic for us to create them. And we are going crazy in this fucking world. This world is making us insane. It's little pocket size. You can put it in your pocket journal like I do, and just have fun with it. Have fun with it. Let us know any suggestions or what you would like to see in the zine. We try to keep it short and sweet and cute, and I think we're doing that. And I am proud of this little show. So next, I played the United States of Cannabis drop like 42 years ago, but I got carried away about our zine because I was very excited. So this will be a shorter segment. But honestly, I'm okay with that because talking about the government makes me anxious. And as of right now, we were dealing with, last week we talked about Texas. There is a hemp ban that we are juggling and contending with in conjunction with the rescheduling of cannabis-derived THC, because hemp-derived THC was kind of a blanketed legal interstate everything because of the hemp farm bill and whatnot. We cover that all the time. But because you can really amp up the concentration of hemp-derived cannabis, it really it makes sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's horrible, and it doesn't make sense, and I hate it for so many reasons. But for an evil person, it makes sense because, of course, when you make something do you know what I'm trying to say? The thing that's illegal. No, when you make something legal, the thing that's already legal that you didn't have regulation over, you want kaput. What am I trying to say? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Can you translate what I was trying to say?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
The government's trying to put the genie back into the bottle. Just voted to delay the hemp ban.
Yes. So yes. But here, okay, I have a lot of questions. Okay, so
Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So
0.3
of THC, a dried weight based. Let me just read this. Hemp derivatives with less than 0.3% Delta 9 cannabis on a dry weight basis were federally legalized under the 2018 Farm Bill that Donald Trump signed. But last year, the president signed new legislation containing a provision that will redefine hemp to make it so that only products with 0.4% milligrams of total THC per container will remain legal after November 12th. Because that was the legal definition of what hemp it was, like 0.3.
Right. But with the ban, it was going to make that illegal by weight.
Yes.
Now, nothing is going to happen, or?
Well, the Senate voted to delay that until December or possibly next year,
Okay.
because it will affect actual CBD medicine.
Right. I think the thing that I'm getting confused with is that redefining part.
I mean, how is anybody supposed to fucking understand this? This is confusing as fuck. Like, one day I'm allowed to buy
Right.
THCA flower or a hemp-derived THC gummy somewhere in my state, and then, a month later, I can't, and then it's fucking jail time. Like, if we were in Texas.
And also the synthetic cannabinoids of it all, right? Like, so there was also a delay. There was also going to be a prohibition on most hemp products that were not naturally produced by a cannabis sativa L plant. So the synthetic cannabinoids. And that's the stuff that I'm talking about. So
the isolations.
Yes, that was planned. But it's going to delay it till December 11th. And there is, I guess, a carve out that will recriminalize on November 12th the synthetic cannabinoids. So that will be criminalized.
Yes.
So that will be still happening, right?
We're recriminalizing.
Okay.
Partially.
So
partially.
let's go down the line. Also, can you just tell me something stupid? If you call a plant that is 0.4%, like if you have a plant that's 0.4%, does that mean it's not CBD anymore? Or, I mean, it's not hemp derived anymore? No, right? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Hemp derived is from, isn't it like a different?
It's okay. So I pulled this up for clarity.
Okay.
The definition of hemp. Hemp is a variety of cannabis sativa plant grown specifically for industry and commercial use. By law, it contains 0.3% or less THC, meaning it does not cause a high, but it was good for fibers, nutrition, seeds, and oils. So those plants were higher in CBD when they tested them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, what if it was 0.05?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
there's no like,
it's a plant and it varies.
Right.
So if it's like 0.5% THC, is that suddenly like illegal? You know what? The things that we're testing a little bit higher because the way that they were just growing from seed and the variations of hemp, like they called it dirty hemp.
I remember that.
It was testing, quote, dirty, which it had a little more THC in it than it was supposed to.
Mm-hmm. I do remember that. So I still feel a little bit confused, but I guess it's good that it was delayed or something.
It's good for like federally.
Well, like you said. So I was so confused. Like you said though, and you were right that obviously that the medical benefits of CBD now, like if you take away all of that, then there's a bunch of medical patients who get asked out, and the government, Dr. Oz, the CBD was approved for medical benefits, and it was in Medicare and everything. There was seniors who were getting medicine from CBD, and we talked about that last week. There are medical reasons for this to be accessible, and even Dr. Oz asked the senators to delay the hemp ban. Even Dr. Oz, who is a full-blown idiot, was asking the Senate to delay because it's if you're confused. Look, we are stoners, and I do say stuff very confusingly. Yes, but at the end of the day, I feel like you and I have a good grasp on things in general, and the news also. I know I say things confusing, but when you comb out all the silly stuff that I say, there is a coherent person behind the gibberish curtain that is Sasha, and you just don't say anything until you know what to say. So you don't even, like, I'm all bells and whistles, and you're just, let me figure out what it is. Between the two of us, we're not stupid, and we are stoners, but we do pay very close attention to the laws and such. And this is deeply confusing to me. Am I?
No, you are not the only one who is confused by this. The entire world is confused, and like every day when people heard that there was going to be a hemp ban, they came into the shop and they were like, does this mean I can't get my weed? So,
I mean, growers in other states are really upset, and they're really nervous, and they're really confused. I've seen a lot of reaction from farmers who just really got out there too. Like even those drinks, even the hemp derived drinks.
Yeah.
Out there, so many people, small businesses, large businesses, it's such an opportunity. Weed is such a good opportunity for people to hunker down and make money. I know so many like people in recovery, so many people who are just dabbling in weed, whatever it is. That was very accessible to people, and it also opened minds to maybe some cannabis derived weed. You get your feet wet with that, and then you move on. But this makes it so much more difficult to have access, and so much more difficult to give access. So it's good that it's being delayed, because there's still so much more research to do and so much to understand.
Do you think Dr. Oz has the American people's best interest in mind?
Good question. What is that about?
For delaying the hemp ban, or which I think that Doctor probably has stock in one of these CBD companies that's probably been approved or about to be approved.
He's like, wait. guys, hold up. Wait a minute. Well, yeah, I do. Yes. Well, that's why I think anything is done in this country specifically is the best interest of whoever's on top, or whatever lobbyist paid the most monies.
Yeah. So then these doctors can actually recommend Dr. Oz's CBD,
special fucking CBD tonic. Yeah.
And
Snake
then
oil.
Your Medicare can pay for it up to $500. So that's like a direct pipeline to this federally approved CBD.
So what do you think should happen? So tell me what to think, because I don't know.
What do I think should happen? I mean, fuck.
Like
this is like a delay is good. Like delaying is good till they figure it out. But like the reasons, like I don't think Dr. Oz has our best interest in mind. I think it's more about the dollars and cents of it for people like Dr. Oz, who's affiliated with Donald Trump, and these guys they're in power right now, so they can make things happen. So every time one of these things goes into effect, it moves the needle in the stock market, and all of these like the hemp companies are publicly traded and have been for a long time now. So whenever there's news that they're going to be banned, like the stock goes down, and then Dr. Oz says, "Oh, wait a minute, they're not going to be," then the stock goes up again. And I think it's just more manipulation, and it's not about the best interest of the patient and the people, but it's just my stoner brain spinning the wheels.
That's probably pretty accurate. No, of course not. None of this is for the best. When we talked about the recriminalization, and we talked about text, when we talked about everything, we know that it's not the best interest of the peoples. None of this is. A hemp ban is stupid to begin with. I don't think there's anything wrong with maybe filtering out the source of the full spectrum CBD medicine that people get, and defining what hemp is. Again, that's where I get a little bit confused with why we need to ban it. And obviously to me, like it's like I was very confusingly trying to say so long ago in the beginning of the segment, like putting the genie back in the bottle is what they're trying to do, and they're doing it so stupidly and very carelessly. Because not only is it confusing, it's people in the meantime don't have access to what they've been using for medicine, and that's stupid. And look, like we'll cross that bridge when it comes, because it's gonna come. The kickbacks to all these fucking morons in the government and the self-congratulatory cakewalk they're gonna do. I'd like to see what happens when everything is rescheduled. I'd also, since this was delayed, I guess it's pretty cool. Delayed till December. All right, I guess we'll see what happens there. Again, I'm more confused than when we started this segment. I really am. No, I really am.
Well,
I'm really annoyed.
None of
You're wrong.
None of this,
I'm wrong. They're wrong.
None of this makes any fucking sense from start to finish. From the time the Farm Bill was enacted in 2018 until now, none of it has made any sense.
You can't make heads or tails of it. Okay.
Why would a Wookiee live on Endor?
We're going to take a break now before my head explodes. And then, well, it's not going to get any better, but then at least it'll be a short segment. The next one that we talk, our final Huff and Puff will happen. And it's actually really bad, but we're... So if you want to stop listening, you can. It was really bad. Okay, we're going to take a break.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show with TS and Sasha. Don't panic. It's organic.
It's the Cool Nerd Weed Show. That's yes.
And that's Sasha, and I got a mouthful of bong water.
Nice. A mouthful of bong water is how we're going to need this show to end, because if we're going to talk about something that's really going to make my blood pressure rise, my Aura Ring is going to say, hey, you okay? Because I'm going to be steaming out the buns about this.
This is wild.
Where are we? Wisconsin,
where FYI cannabis is still illegal.
Very illegal. Is there some sort of something in motion? I don't know. I don't hear much about Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's true. Like, we almost never report on Wisconsin for anything good.
We're sorry, Wisconsin. We're not going to talk shit about you.
No.
We're sure you're lovely. I've never been. My brother-in-law just went. He said it was lovely. I told him weed is legal.
So be careful.
I did tell him that. I think he went to I think there might be CBD there. I mean, there could be. There's smoke shops and whatnot, and maybe there will be by the end of the year. We don't know. But I'm sure that you have heard about flock cameras. They're quite in the news lately. Lots of people are talking about them. Because there are more and more of them. It's what law enforcement will tell you is going to keep you safer. And as we came to the conclusion last segment, literally every time we talk about law enforcement and the government, it is not in the public's interest. Anything that they do, it's not to keep us safer. I just need to keep that a book. Anytime something like this happens, it's not for you to be safer. You'd like to operate under the assumption that that's what this stuff is for. But flock cameras they're extremely a surveillance state. They're placed everywhere. You likely have seen one in your town, big or small of a town that you have. You can spot them easily. You can Google search for one of them.
They're everywhere.
They are everywhere. Last week Tonight did a really good piece on flock cameras, I think week before last week. Go find it. It's very comprehensive. It'll make you scared. It'll make you mad. It clearly is a surveillance state. Whenever that happens, that is always a problem. And it's usually a very slanted way of law enforcement. And this is a really good example of how crazy it can get.
It's just another example of how our society is slipping into a dystopian society that we were reading about in 1984 and Fahrenheit 451,
Big Brother.
1984.
Yeah, that was 1984. Yeah, I was like Big Brother. The show.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
it's happening right now.
So these cameras, they track your license plate. Do you think that's what happened to us when we were riding dirty?
It's possible, but you know what? It was I looked up from the state where we were pulled over in, and they use a similar technology that scans like every license plate.
Because we thought that. Like, we were like, how do they, because we got pulled over because my registration was like a week expired. We had no drugs in the car. We were as clean as a whistle. So I wasn't nervous. I was just confused. Like, why were we getting pulled over? And because we weren't speeding. We were going slow. Everything was like up to par.
And like somebody literally passed us going like over 100.
Like 100 miles an hour. We were like, bro, like we thought that they were pulling them over. Yeah. Past the
and
cop.
us.
He was like, where are you guys hidden? He was actually very, very sweet. But because I knew we had nothing on us, I was calm as fuck. And that's why I do not travel in the United States with weed on me, in a state where, in a country where it's legal. In half of the country, it is still dangerous to drive with weed. And in Wisconsin, possession is a misdemeanor, up to 6 months in jail and $1,000 fine for first offense. So if we're in Tennessee and an expired license is getting us pulled over, if you have weed, dude, like you are definitely getting the business. You know, this is a dream come true for law enforcement. So this dude was. This person's license plate was identified by the Flock network, right? Going from Wisconsin to Michigan.
Yes, frequently.
So this person was just traveling from Wisconsin to Michigan often, and the police just had a vibe that, and also they claim that going to a known source state for weed, I guess people in Wisconsin get their weed from Michigan, and that's like a known thing by the cops or something. So so they see this license plate on their Flock camera technology, just going to. There's nothing else, right, that says this person is getting weed, right?
No, there's absolutely no probable cause.
No probable cause
whatsoever. So just the fact that they were crossing the border between Wisconsin and Michigan was enough of a pretext for them to act once they saw they got a hit on the Flock camera returning home from Michigan. This is crazy. The cops made a coordinated effort to intercept the vehicle. They pulled him over, and the arresting officer claimed they detected the odor of what he knew to be raw marijuana coming from inside the vehicle.
So weed is a probable cause, or the smell of weed is probable cause inside of a car in Wisconsin. It varies from state to state. It's not, I think, in a lot of states where it's legal, but you have to know your rights. You have to know if you have weed in your car and you're driving, you have to know if it's probable cause for it to smell like weed, because they can clearly say that it is, that they smell it, even if they don't.
So so once you get pulled over, the smell was probable cause, but there was no particular reason to pull this person over.
No.
Except that they were frequenting Michigan.
No,
and that's not a good reason.
No, and that's how this always happens. That's how this always happens in a state where it's illegal. You get pulled over for. I got pulled over for. It looked like I made a turn too early when I was in California, and I was like a, what do you call it? Like a cop, one of those like cop stops or whatever. Like I was leaving. Yeah. And like, they were like, oh, you pulled over too tight or something. I was like, what? Like, they can pull you over for anything. They have to tell you, but they can pull you over for anything. So clearly, like, and then once they get you, when the smell of weed is probable cause in your car, that's easy peasy, 1, 2, 3. If they smell it, then, or they say they smell it. That's why please know your rights when you're driving your car, and just know that you have the right to remain silent, and know why things are happening to you. You also have the right to record. So just know your rights, okay? So this person did have weed on them and was promptly punished, I reckon. I just would like to point out that is crazy that they were surveilling, and just crossing state lines was enough to raise a flag. That is waiting for crime. That's not stopping crime. That's waiting for a made up rule that you made up to be enforced by spying and surveilling. I'd like to point out that Wisconsin law enforcement has had issues with Flock. The Milwaukee cop had to resign after he used Flock to look up his ex's plate 197 times. This is according to Gizmodo, by the way. An officer in Menasha got placed on leave for monitoring his former partner's location via Flock, and another was using Flock cameras to keep tabs on a coworker he was in a relationship with. So I am not being paranoid when I say that these cops are not using Flock in our best interest. I'm stating facts.
There's no checks and balances of who can fucking log into these Flock cameras. Any of these officers just have access to this shit, and they're using it for personal use.
Yeah,
and stalking.
Yeah, even if they did restrict access, I'd still say that this is, there was after a year, like a date in a year in this country, surveillance got really, 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 really intense. And there was a point where we were just like, stop it, like stop surveilling us. And then the government was like, we're not. And then like a few years later, they were like, oh yeah, no, we did. And there was a whole entire government branch created, and they had all sorts of technology, and they had all sorts of toys for these fucking cops to play with. And Flock technology is just a toy these dumb idiots get to play with and get to use. And it's the bullies in the playground who get access to all of our most vulnerable parts. So please just know your rights. It sucks to be in this place right now. It sucks. I don't know how long this will last, because I don't think being watched like this, it's a powder keg. It's a powder keg. It's not gonna last, hopefully, because we have to do something about it. If you are going to get your weed in this way, don't, by the way. But if you are, you need to be more creative to do stuff that shouldn't even be surveilled and is, like, just existing, just being a woman and existing in a relationship with a man who's a cop. Maybe don't. You know what I mean? And if you are, you have to be extra special careful. And I operate under the assumption that unless, like, I'm in my own house, and even then, I see sometimes, like, even on our fucking sound bar, you know what I mean? In our, like, things are listening and things are watching. And that's not a paranoid, stoner paranoia. Imagine, like, we're stoners. Like, imagine how paranoid we are to begin with, and then you have to do this Flock shit. Like,
I got Flock. I can't say anything around Amazon. I can't talk to Siri. Your TV is like, everything you're watching is being recorded, every single frame somehow. That was one thing that I saw recently. Mm-hmm. As long as we're going down this,
your keystrokes,
surveillance,
are being recorded on TikTok. This is true stuff. This isn't True Social. This is really, really things that are happening. Flock is real technology, and tracking, stop and track, or track and stop. There's like something that's like, it's giving stop and frisk. It's the same concept, and that's what this does. And it's not used for good. So just because this guy happened to have weed on him, and maybe they were right this time, and he is doing something wrong, they are not using it in honorable ways to take care of the public. And crossing state lines shouldn't just be a cause for concern. That's not how that's not how, like, justice is served, is waiting for people to fuck up. It's
an incredible waste of resources. How much he probably had the legal amount that you could buy in Michigan. Right. He was, who knows what this guy's story is. But if it's super illegal in Wisconsin, maybe he has a homie in Michigan that he visits, and he gets his weed there. And it was the legal personal possession amount in Michigan, who's doing great things in weed. And you want to go home to your home where your wife sleeps and your children plays with your toys, and you can't, because you're just crossing state lines and you're being watched. And now you have a fucking misdemeanor
for something that, by the way, is legal in most states. So this is super whack, and we hate it,
Totally.
and we don't like it. Just please be careful, and please know your rights. Please, like, again, I said this last week in Texas. I think it's fun. It's great to smoke your weed and say how ridiculous it is that it is now a bigger offense to smoke weed than it is to commit rape. Then do it. Please be careful. Please. I beg you. Because I don't want you to get in trouble. If you're crossing state lines, just know you're fucking being watched, man. You are being watched. It's on some Big Brother shit. And we are also very confused about the hemp ban. And I don't know if that's going to change for a long time. And
Fuck ICE. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck a flock camera. Fuck cancer. Don't panic.
it's organic.